Valley businesses are teaming up to find this man accused of hitting multiple places and stealing tips from employees. We'll break down this tip jar thief's crime spree. And where is the marijuana money? It's the question we're getting from parents. CCSD held a finance forum today where they tried to answer that question.
You can't have a football game in England without a party as well. I'm Kevin Bollinger in London. We're taking you inside the official Silver and Black Raiders bar here in England. Straight ahead.
This is Fox 5 News at 10, local, Las Vegas.
We are just getting this into our newsroom. 2 people were found dead inside a Henderson home. According to Henderson police, officers were doing a welfare check at a home near Major in Warm Springs last night. The bodies of a woman and a man were found in the home with injuries to their heads. Police say they're investigating the double homicide, and they're also working to try to piece together a motive. If you know anything that might be able to help Henderson police, you can call Crime Stoppers. The number is 702-385-5555. And a motorcycle rider died tonight after crashing on the 95 just before the Boulder Highway exit. This happened just at about 5:30 this evening. NHP says a white Ford Escape was driving southbound on the 95 when the hood became unlatched and flew open. Investigators believe as the driver tried to slow down, the motorcyclist behind the Ford tried to avoid hitting the SUV by laying the motorcycle down. That rider was transported to Sunrise, where he later died. A crime of opportunity hit several Valley shops. A man has been caught on camera swiping tip jars from at least 10 different businesses, all within just a few miles of each other. Fox 5's Shanae Amara went to one of the restaurants that was hit, and she has more details on exactly what's going on.
Well, Cindy, this video behind me is from a restaurant called Sushi Mon, and managers there tell me that brazen theft was a hard lesson for them after a night's worth of money was snatched in seconds.
It's quick, but the intention is clear. A man grabs the tip jar and runs.
And it sucks. He was prepared. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to play us.
Here's another look at him. This one from inside a second restaurant that was hit just a few blocks away.
Young guy, I should say, tattoos all over his neck. Long hair, curly hair.
Sushi Mon managers tell me he came in and basically cased the place by acting like he wanted to eat something. Then he stepped outside to, quote, wait for his mom. And when he came back, he swiped the cash.
His friend, I'm guessing, was parked outside in a white Yaris car, and they drove off.
And this scenario all too familiar for folks at a third Valley business, Grouchy John's Coffee. But they got a little explanation.
He told her, you know, I lost the bet, so I have to take your tips. So, yeah, and then he helped himself to what was in the bucket.
Now we learned these are only 3 of at least 10 stores that have been hit, all pretty close to each other, too.
He's definitely developed a taste for it. So this is more than just a prank. You know, this is a crime.
That's why they want him caught and are blasting as many images out there as they can.
It's not about the money. It's about him learning from his actions. It's not right. It's just, people are working here 10-hour days. My sushi chefs, you know, showing great performance to our customers for a, you know, hooligan to come and take their tips. It just sucks at the end of the day.
Now, police are investigating, and if you have any information, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers. But there has been some silver lining here. In the next half hour, I'll tell you how the community has been coming together to help these businesses out. Reporting live, Shanae Amara, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
Thank you for the update, Shanae. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their Saturday today. It was a little bit cooler, so let's get on over to forecaster Dylan Kedrick. He's here with a look at our first weather.
Thank you, Cindy, and fall is here. If you haven't noticed it yet, you're going to notice it overnight. We do have a cold front moving in. You'll notice that one with the winds, the temperatures all dropping. I'll get to that in just a second. As for right now, not a bad evening out there. 71 degrees is our current temperature, partly cloudy skies. Those winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour, humidity holding steady into the lower 50s. Temperatures across the board here into the 60s and 70s. 66 right now in Eliante, 68 for North Las Vegas, 66 down south in Seven Hills, and Anthem, 64 right now in Boulder City. Zooming out a little bit, the further north we go, it gets a little bit cooler for Caliente. They're to the lower 50s already, 70 right now in Mesquite, then 58 for Kingman. Like I said, the cold front moving in overnight, it's going to ramp up those wind speeds. This is timestamped tomorrow at 11 a.m. So we're already starting to see those winds coming out of the north, and then we are issuing a wind advisory for the Colorado River Valley. So a lot to talk about in the way of cooler temperatures, wind, all of the above. So Cindy, we're going to take a look at your full forecast in a little bit, and I'll break down the work week forecast coming up.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Dylan. Well, a question we hear a lot from you parents at home is, where is the marijuana money and why isn't it helping our schools? Today, the CCSD School Board of Trustees held a finance meeting for educators and parents to try to answer that question.
How many here are teachers? Okay.
Amanda Morgan with Educate Nevada Now stood before a group of teachers, parents, and CCSD officials Saturday to explain how our school's budget breaks down. Morgan is adamant there's flaws.
Right now we have a really old funding formula. It's 50 years old.
Morgan says the way the state comes up with school budgets is from 1967. It's the oldest school funding formula in the country. Here's how she says the state determines a budget. They look at how much a district got last year and give them that amount again. They'll adjust slightly for things like inflation or fluctuations in the amount of students. Morgan says children's success should influence the budget. It shouldn't be the other way around.
Have a target in mind when we're funding schools. What does it take to get our students to succeed?
She also took time to explain the very complicated way marijuana was supposed to help our schools. Question 2 passed in November of 2016, but you likely noticed our schools haven't seen a whole lot of money from the green. Here's why.
What happens is when we get new revenue sources, the state says, okay, great, we can pull back on what we contribute because now we have these new revenue sources. So it's like a zero-sum game.
For example, CCSD's budget is about $2 billion. It's $2 billion regardless of how much marijuana revenue is generated. Morgan describes it like pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can keep filling it up, but nothing's changing. The amount in the bucket stays the same. And change is exactly what our school board trustees say our students desperately need.
We all need to join together to make sure that we advocate for adequately funding education so that we're not consistently failing our students.
I think we're really on the edge of having that spin go fast because we have people coming together, the community is joining together, and we're actually starting to have the momentum where everybody is concerned about the same things, and that's a good thing.
So to change the funding and the way that the state distributes money will have to happen during the legislative session. CCSD and Educate Nevada Now are encouraging people to reach out to their local representatives and state senators with their concerns. The Golden Knights finished their 5-game road trip on top today. They beat the Flyers 1-0. Marc-Andre Fleury pitched his first shutout of the season with an incredible 26-save performance. After more than 58 minutes of scoreless hockey, Cody Aiken put the good guys on top. The Golden Knights grabbed their second win of the season.
I was thinking of keeping it simple and getting into the net, and then I just saw a lane. So Cody did a good job of getting open and just threw it to him quick, and he got it off quick, and I didn't see it going. I just heard everyone yell, so it was nice to get that goal. Flower played awesome as he always does, so he really kept us in. He's the reason why we won, but it's a team win, and we'll take it, and we need to build off this when we go back home.
Philly played well today. I mean, the game could have went either way, as we all seen it, and fortunately for us, we stuck with it, and we got paid off at the end.
The Golden Knights are now heading home, where they'll take on the Sabres on Tuesday night at T-Mobile. Tomorrow, Fox 5's Vince Sapienza will break down more of today's game. And we are only 12 hours away from kickoff between the Raiders and Seahawks in London. But NFL fans who made the trip across the pond have started the party a little early. Fox Eye Sports Director Kevin Bollinger is in London with more.
It's a beautiful day in London, and everyone is taking advantage, getting outside. We're here in Trafalgar Square, and right across the street, wouldn't you know it, the official bar of the Raiders here in London, where everyone's invited, even if you're a Seahawks fan. This place is hopping. Just like the Brits, Americans know how to have a good time, and Raider fans fit right into the mix. The Admiralty Bar is the watering hole for fans of the silver and black, who are setting the tone for Sunday's game.
Just a lot of fun. It's a great city to be in. I think the atmosphere is going to be wonderful. People traveling in, obviously supporting their teams. everybody's been good sports and kind of joking around with each other.
While the pints flow, we found a couple that has added celebration.
We're here to support our team and celebrate our wedding.
Julia and Matthew Lyles actually met in Las Vegas and planned their wedding around the Raiders game in London.
Everybody thought it was a great idea, very us, honeymoon.
The Lyles said the atmosphere has been like a home game.
Everyone we've seen on the street always, go Raiders, cheering us on. It's nice to see our fellow nation out and about. So
it's been great out here.
Raiders! Go Hawks! The bustling streets have been filled with yelling from both Raiders and Seahawks fans. Some of it has caught the locals off guard, who had no idea the game was going on and have no clue about American football, even if they did stumble across a Raiders bar.
It was the first time out the station, and we have been telling everyone go Raiders because there's a lot of you over here.
So it's more about the beer than it is about the football.
Yeah, today it is.
On Sunday, the scene is going to shift from central London out to Wembley Stadium. Fans of the Raiders and the Seahawks will get together and party all afternoon. Kickoff set for a little after 6 p.m. London time. That's a little after 10 in the morning in Las Vegas, and you can watch the game right here on Fox 5. At Trafalgar Square in London, England, Kevin Bollinger, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas.
And coming up in 30 minutes, Kevin will break down some of the keys to tomorrow's game from London in Fox 5 Sports. And if you missed a story or you just want to re-watch one, just download the Fox 5 app. We've got all our videos, and you can even watch the newscast live. The Fox 5 app is free in the App Store. And the Fox 5 Sports team has Las Vegas covered from London to Logan. Coming up, Vince Sapienza has your Rebel highlights and reaction from their conference clash at Utah State. And young girls got hands-on field experience today.